Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Justice card. All right, so but before we get into that, I just want to say, for those of you that allowed me time off to just have and be myself and do what I needed to do and recharge and refresh, I really appreciate you so much. That's one thing about Aquarian people. We value our freedom and our independence, and there are times where we just need to do what we need to do and to be left alone to do it. That being said, I also really appreciate those of you that reached out to make sure that I was alive and kicking and okay. I really do appreciate all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, that being said, the Justice card as your key to the week. Yes, the Justice card is commitments and contracts and all the rest of it, but this really feels for me like this week the Aquarians are getting their dose of fairness. And isn't it about damn time? All right. With this card, I kind of feel like where things have been unequally stacked, where things have been uneven, where things have been unfair, where there have been underhanded tactics, where there have been, people working at cross purposes, etc. This is going to be a week where those things are righted. And to be completely honest with you, and I don't care how this sounds, I really don't give a shit, to be completely honest with you, where people have done, where people have not been in their integrity, those things are about to be found out, and they're also about to be balanced out. And I, for one, can't wait to see it. That being said, on the lighter end of the scale, what this suggests is that the spirit of right and the spirit of fairness wins out. And ultimately, it will come down to it. Like, this is a week where I think a lot of Aquarian people are going to see, things that have maybe felt very unfair will be righted. All right, so I'm here for it. And in terms of, how this affects us more on a personal level, this really is speaking to your ability to commit to the path that you've set out on. For those of you... for those of you that are continued subbies, Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the King of Wands. So this is going to show up in a few ways. The first one, this could very well be a mentor, a spiritual teacher and or guru makes themselves known, or maybe you are seeking one out this week. Another way that this could show up as well, this could literally be where you yourself are taking on the mantle. You're committing to becoming a teacher. You're committing to becoming a mentor. You're committing to becoming a business owner or a boss, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's something here where you are stepping up in a big way, but you're stepping up to the plate. It also suggests that a fire sign person, possibly a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, could feature for you over the course of this week. But I really like this coupled with the Justice card because there's this spirit of fairness and equality that's coming through. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So here's a little known secret. If you took my tarot course, you will know this. But the Wheel of Fortune is divine law or universal law, whereas the Justice card is it's where human law mimics the universal law. All right, and there's a lot more that I could say, but we don't have the time for it here. And of course, I want you all to take my tarot course when I put it on next year. So that being said, the Wheel of Fortune brings blessings, results. It brings the advancement of things, and it's always the winds of change. So remember what I said to you earlier about things that have felt unfair? this week, this is where you're going to start to see that change. All right, this is where the winds of change will start to blow in your favor, and you will start to hear this through certain communications that come in. Now, your King of Wands is very likely to be a Sagittarius, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is actually Jupiter. So you're seeing these two coupled together. Your King of Wands is very likely to, doesn't have to be, but is very likely to be a Sagittarian or have Sagittarian themes. Maybe somebody that works in the legal professions, very possible, because the Wheel of Fortune, as in Jupiter, is Jupiter represents the law, and the Justice card also represents the law. So this could be that you're interacting with a legal professional. Maybe you're getting legal professional advice. Maybe you are interacting with somebody that is giving you advice that is along those lines, but maybe not necessarily your representative, as it were. Either which way, this bodes very well, and it suggests that you are protected moving forward, which is really nice. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I love this. I love this because it's like you're rededicating yourself to learning on your path, which totally resonates with me at the moment. Obviously, I'm not a student, but there are certain things that I have decided to double down on my knowledge. So that's really nice. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, your Wheel of Fortune, I mean, especially with the Justice card, this could be a promotion. It could be a tap on the shoulder from the higher ups to say, look, you know what, we've got this position coming up. We'd really like to consider you for. It could be that you're being headhunted. For some of you, you could be getting a work-based mentor that steps up for you, that says, look, you know what, with a little bit of prodding and pushing, you could be really amazing at what you do. Here's what it's going to take. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, Wheel of Fortune, I really, really love this for something coming back into the fold. Something that you thought was over, something that you thought was finished, something that you thought was done that hasn't had its final say, or, before the PC police went mental, it ain't over until the fat lady sings, or I'll say it ain't over until the fat Raffy sings. That way nobody can be offended, except me, and I'm not, so whatever. For your... I like this. I like this a lot for the business owners amongst us, just because it's a really nice energy, and it's the returns or the gains from whatever you're putting out this week are going to be amplified in some way. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I love this with the King of Wands, because this is you stepping into the teacher role. This is you becoming a mentor. This is you, really deciding that the knowledge that you have should not go to waste, and it shouldn't, touch wood. I know this sounds really morbid, but it shouldn't perish with you. For your love and relations, you've got the Two of Cups. If you are single, Two of Cups with the Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Wands. I mean, hubba. I'll take it. That's a really, really beautiful energy. So if you are looking for a partner, if you're open to meeting somebody new, this could be a wonderful week where you meet somebody who is looking for commitment, somebody who's looking for something more solid, more concrete, somebody who actually wants love, as opposed to just a roll in the sack that might or might not last for a few weeks. This is you connecting with somebody who really does want something substantial. The Two of Cups coupled with the Justice card is actually potential marriage. And I don't say that lightly. For those of you that are partnered but not married, this could be where a partner proposes to you. And because the Wheel of Fortune's here as well, it looks like I've just ruined the surprise, but try to act surprised when it happens. They could be doing this in a really very spectacular or very romantic way, or a very overt kind of way. I just love it. I think this is really nice. For those of you that are married already, this is you and your partner rededicating your lives to each other. And on a more practical level, this is you and a partner really starting to hash out some plans on paper. And, one thing I can tell you about Aquarian people, if you're a cross-watcher, when you sit down and plan things with them on paper and they can see it written down, Aquarian people take that very seriously. Like when you sit down with your Aquarius partner, if you're cross-watching for them, when you sit down with a partner and say, let's make some plans for the future, let's write it down, let's get our goals together and all the rest of it, Aquarians take that very, very seriously. So if you're married to an Aquarius, if you're partnered with one, if you do that with them this week, you will captivate them. I can assure you of that. For your money and materials, you have the Princess or the Page of Wands, right? So this is a lot of fire. You got the King of Wands, fire. The Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, fire, because it's the ruler of Sagittarius. You've got a little bit of water, you've got a little bit of air, because you've got the Justice card, which is Libra ruled. But then you've got the Page of Wands. Your resources and your money are going through an uptick this week. There is money to be made. There is money to be made from things that you actually love to do, and there's money to be made from partnerships, connections, collaborations. This is not a week to go it alone. In fact, moving forward, I would say probably, from the minute that Mars steps into Gemini, actually, this is not a time to be just working and beavering away behind the scenes on your own. Open up to collaborations, open up to working with other people, because that's where the money is going to come. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Page of Wands, I like this for reinitiating or reigniting a health and fitness journey, especially with the Justice card, because it's like whatever you start this week in that regard, it'll stick. Which Lord knows I need it for your oh come on brain. And then for your home and environment, it's literally like working on the home. So maybe you're painting a room, maybe you are working on your garden. It is the Page of Wands, so it's probably going to be something that has a creative slant to it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. It looks like you absolutely will. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.